Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about some of the support items that we have, and I think, as Elizabeth said, this will tie into some of the specific tasks that you as a data manager will need to do. We have a great deal of information on our site, and I think sometimes it's really a matter of just being able to find where that information is. I don't think it's a matter of knowing that it's there or not. It's a matter of being able to find where it is. And so we wanted to take some time today to show you where you could find some information that might help you as you, again, work to close down this window and collect the data and get the information that you need to submit to EMIS. Want to point out that there are a great many resources on the Ohio Department of Education's early learning site. I think what we'll do is we'll just go live so that you can view that. So let me switch my windows here. So here, if you search through topics and select early learning, scroll down to the school age area and click on kindergarten readiness assessment. You'll be able to find the area that's specific to this assessment. And then over on the left-hand navigation, you'll find some information specific to data managers. So I think it's very important for you to know where that information is, know how to access that information. Next, I'd like to share some of the resources on the Ohio K-12 help site. So if you come to our landing page, this is what you'll see. Then if you click on the kindergarten readiness support, here you'll find the support resources that we've developed and aggregated. You'll find those by category. So if there are questions about access, I think at this point in the window, as a data manager, your questions are going to be in the area of, again, maybe loading some data, again, loading students, transfers, pulling down reports, certainly information specific to any kind of remaining trainings that might be available to you. So this is where you would go to find that information. So for instance, I want to point out where you can get information on transfers, because we've had a few questions about that. There's a great video here that explains the transfer process. So I really encourage you to click on this video right here in the center of the page and just go through the video. Of course, you can scrub to find the part that you need. And so you don't necessarily have to watch the entire video, but we wanted to make sure that you know that that resource is there. Additionally, there are some questions, some FAQs. We have some information here for you specific to some of the questions that are frequently asked of us about transfers. And then lastly, we have this document here that really just kind of walks you through the different transfer types and how to process those transfers. Again, I would like to show you live the transfers page in the KReady system. So once we log in, we click administration to get to our dashboard. Over here on the left-hand navigation, you won't find transfers here in the center, but on the left-hand navigation, you'll find a button for transfers. And this brings you to the transfers page, which shows you, again, requests that are coming from other people, requests that you have out that you may be waiting for approval on, and then a catalog of the transfer history of those requests for both ways, those that were submitted to you and those that you have submitted. So again, if you have pending transfers, please make sure that you resolve those transfers, that you approve them or deny them, decline them. What causes a transfer? And again, just to reiterate, a transfer is generated in the system, in the KReady system, when the same SSID, the same state student ID is used in two different locations. So when one district loads a student with the same ID as another district, student in that other district, that will generate a transfer. Basically, the system is saying that student can't be in two different districts at the same time. So someone has to release that student And that's where this request comes in. So a request is generated when an SSID is loaded in two different locations. That's really the simplest way to think of it. If that is an error, which could happen, a location could load an SSID by mistake, could turn some numbers around and load an ID for a student that's in your location. If you're getting a request and you shouldn't be getting a request, meaning that that student should be in your district, that student should not be transferred, then you can deny that request. And then I would suggest, again, following up, certainly, checking things out in your SIS to make sure that student is in fact still a part of the district and should be, and by all means reaching out to the building just to kind of find out what's going on. So let's say you wanted to get some information on reports. You come to our site here, you've clicked on reports, you're looking for specific information about KRA, and you've gone through these resources that we have here, but it just isn't answering your question. You can scroll to the bottom of the page, any of these pages here, and you'll see a link here that says using this form. You may contact the Ohio K-12 Help 24/7 by submitting a request using this form. If you click on that link there, it will bring you to a form, and all you have to do is put in your IRN or your school name. And I'll just put in Columbus, click go. And then the locations for that IRN or that area will pop up on the screen, and just simply select the location and hit submit. And then the form will come up pre-populated with the name and your IRN, and you fill out the rest of the information, and then that submits information to our help desk team, and we can respond to your question that way. In addition to our web form, you can also contact us via phone. Our phone number is there, 844-K12-OHIO or 844-512-6446. And again, we have office hours. You can reach out to us by phone. Someone from our help desk team will respond to your question that way as well.